In 2011, Pakistan tested a short-range ballistic missile. It was called Nasr. Not an acronym, just a word victory in Arabic. But in Washington and Brussels, think tanks scrambled to decode it as if it were a cipher. Was it short for something? Was it a signal? When a name becomes a question, it means the language of war is no longer just about weapons. It's about perception, power, and meaning. Welcome to Policy Wire. I'm Dayan Rahmani, and today we go beyond firepower into a more subtle battlefield, the strategic language of military operations. Every military name tells a story. Operation Enduring Freedom, Inherent Resolve, these aren't just labels, they're moral frameworks crafted to justify violence as virtue. In South Asia, naming carries civilizational weight. India launched Operation Sindoor, a word drawn from sacred Hindu tradition symbolizing protection, sacrifice, and sanctity. Pakistan responded with Operation Bunyan-e-Marsoos, a phrase from the Quran evoking unity and unshakable resolve. As firmly united as a wall of molten lead. That's what that means. And then came Marka-e-Haq, the battle of truth. These aren't just religious references, they're metaphors. But here's where it gets dangerous. When one side's metaphors are read as cultural identity, whereas the others as ideological threat. Sindoor, poetic, mythic, civilizational. Marka-e-Haq, too Islamic, possibly ideological. This is not analysis. It's bias wearing the mask of objectivity. And it creates a distortion that warps how restraint, rationality, and aggression are understood. When Pakistan retaliated under Operation Bunyan-e-Marsoos, it did so within the bounds of international law. Military targets, no civilian casualties, proportionality, and legal restraint. But the response was framed as ideological escalation just because of the name. This is where misunderstanding becomes miscalculation. In a region where two nuclear states sit on a hair trigger, misreading metaphors is not just an academic failure, it's a strategic liability. If you view one actor as a rational state and the other as an emotional one, just because of language, your entire deterrence calculus collapses. Let's be honest, every nation draws on its ethos. America has just cause, divine resolve, noble eagle. Israel has guardian of the walls, echoing biblical imagery. India has Sindoor, drawing from Shakti traditions. So why should Bunyan-e-Marsoos be any different? It isn't religious extremism, it's cultural memory, it's narrative legitimacy. Marka-e-Haq is no more ideological than Sindoor is spiritual. The real question is, why is one celebrated and why is the other scrutinized? Language is posture. Names are a country's way of speaking not just to the world, but to its own people. In this recent standoff, Pakistan did not seek escalation, it sought equilibrium. Bunyan-e-Marsoos wasn't a cry for war, it was a line drawn in defense. And the state made that very clear, not through slogans, but through silence. No theatrics, no carpet bombing, just calculated, proportionate response, grounded in restraint. If language can be weaponized, so can misunderstanding. If one side's culture is romanticized while the other's completely demonized, we create a world where semantics trigger strategy. That's not peace, that's peril. So the next time you hear Sindoor, Marsoos, or Marka-e-Haq, ask not just what they mean, but why they're heard differently. Because in South Asia, the real flashpoint may not be a missile, but a metaphor.